Hello. I just realized I can start the stream. Let me click to start the captions. Allow. There we go. Hopefully the subtitles are actually or the captions are actually showing up this time. So, yes. Sparrow, there's some oh hello you are. Oh, hold on. Where's my mouse focus? Here we go. Ah, okay. Now everyone's online, okay. And hello Captain Discord in the chat. Okay, I gotta split my attention between two chats now. Uh, uh, Folks on the server, is everyone also watching stream or no? Okay. I know everyone. Two streams, two weeks in a row? Two streams in 2 weeks? It's so unlike me. So this is I actually meant to maybe go back to my little house first. Here's Yar. Hello Yar. And give a little hold on. I never think to do this. Little emote wave in third person so you can actually see it, everybody. Look at that. Minecraft doesn't have any of that now, does it? Awesome. So we're having Happy Solstice, everybody. It's the winter solstice. The days are going to be getting longer after today. I don't know if I do need to show anything in my base yet. Just about to pull it up. Okay. I'm gonna... One moment, everyone. Please excuse me. New community center. I built. Okay. So the reason I'm streaming 2 weeks in a row is because it's the solstice, and the solstice is a holiday that I celebrate not in any religious way, but because I don't celebrate the other big holiday, which most people are celebrating. Hello, Meep. Oh, Meep is very upset with me. He just got up right before I started streaming, and now I'm not paying attention to him because I'm a horrible, horrible papa, and he has every right to be angry. I promise you, I will shower him with attention as soon as the stream's over. If he seems up for being picked up to say hello, I will grab him, but he's been a little touchy about being picked up lately, so I don't wanna presume. But anyway, it's getting dark out. My little food forest is coming along. I planted a whole bunch of fruit trees, realizing that I need to give them time to grow before winter hits, so that they have a chance to vernalize. We've got along this path here. Ooh, I need to cut those later. That's fine. And then up in this area, there's a whole bunch more. Oh, and occasionally one of them just doesn't sprout out. And occasionally I will find a dead tree cutting and be like, oh, I didn't realize I even planted one there. It's okay. It happens. They don't all survive. That's why they make so many. They're packing food. Okay, that's right. Bones is a ways away. So I don't know if Bones has got fast travel method. So this is, I think I've shown pretty much all this stuff before. Now there isn't a way to walk in here directly because I want to make sure that raccoons can't get in, but we do have verticality, one of my favorite mods of all time. Populated okay, some of these are harvestable. I'm not going to do chores right now. I was actually on the server most of the day. Hello, Zippy Underdog. Welcome. Happy Solstice. That's right. The reason I celebrate the solstice is because you need something to look forward to in the dark days. And I don't have other holidays to look forward to during these dark days. People invite me to their Christmas parties and stuff, and I'm always like, I don't celebrate Christmas. And they go, oh, it doesn't matter. You can just come with us, and we're having a gift exchange. I'm just like, I hope you have a wonderful party. I need people to understand when I say I don't celebrate Christmas, I don't mean I don't have anything to do on Christmas. I mean I don't want to celebrate Christmas. So, oh, Papa's online as well. I haven't seen Papa online in a while. I think some of this was done last week. I got my woods in here. I think this room might be new. I'm gonna put like sewing and clothing and materials like that and plants and whatnot. I'm just kind of gradually expanding in a sort of haphazard manner. It's been actually quite fun. We've got the tannery in here. Oh, these are soaked already. Alright, that's not gonna spoil now, so I'll just leave that for later. Oh yes, and Yar finished the steel furnace. Very exciting stuff. I'm looking forward to having steel. I made a big charcoal pit and I've got 2 1/4 stacks of charcoal now, and I'm gonna make more. I found a spot way to the south, way to the south, through the translocator, which I believe Yar or Papa repaired at spawn, and then a ways south from there, there's a redwood forest. So I cut down a couple redwoods. I know we're gonna have a big party of food, but we got big bellies on this server. So, I am in the middle of redoing my cellar system, or my pantry. I call it the pantry rather than the cellar, because it's not underground. So I'm going to dig out a few new rooms. I've just got one in here, which has got wines and some jams, which will last for a very long time. We have closer redwoods. It's not that long of a walk, actually, from the translocator. But if there's something closer than like a couple hundred blocks, we'll talk. Talk later. I think that's pretty much it for my base. I've been playing, I feel, more than I should be. Steel or redwood. We don't have the steel yet. I have to make a whole bunch of iron ingots. I'm planning on doing that. Just south from the gardener trader. Oh really? There's redwoods there? The forest over there is where I get the iron. That's where Bones found the iron. Showing you guys all my stuff. Trying to think if there's anything noteworthy here that I wanted to share. This is my hunting box. I am very slowly. I did say ages ago that this is all temporary storage. I meant it. See, one of the chests is already gone, and I am slowly, like, the stuff that's down here. I'm just gonna make more and more little rooms. Stairs are gonna keep going down. We're just gonna have big storage for all kinds of things, and then I'm sure it will all fill right back up, as it always does. And yeah, I've shown everything. I've shown everything. That's all I got to show. I'm gonna keep this firewood because we're gonna do a bonfire. Somebody, hold on. I want to shout out the exact name. Had it a minute ago. Tab just crashed. Well, uncrash, dang it. Bonfires. Pentasis, apparently a modder. Certainly responsible for updating. If you all remember the bonfires mod that we had a couple of versions ago, and then it wasn't updated. It has now been updated, and so we have bonfires now. And so and now of course it's getting dark, so I won't be able to show it off properly. Oh, I don't know if I showed this last time, but in this direction there's also a bunch of fruit trees. Nut trees, we've got bushes coming in. Hopefully everything has a chance to grow before it gets freezing outside. Meep's scratching at a scratcher. Yes, that's it. Go be violent, my love. Go do it. Destroy things. I don't have any new secret passages that you have not discovered yet, Sparrow. Sorry. I haven't had the chance. I spent some time this past week, as most of you now know, at least those of you who are on the Discord, modding. I'm very proud of myself. Spud in particular, please be proud of me, or any other coders who are watching. I wrote patch files for the first time without using the mod maker. I actually wrote my own patch files, and it worked. I'm very proud of myself. Alright, we got... Guessing this is Yarn Papa over here. Bones' base is quite a ways away. We visited Bones last time. So, Force provides. Hello! I don't think anything's new at spawn. I am very impressed, by the way, with all of your porcelain. I don't know why it's outside on the ground, but maybe just showing off, and if so, fair enough. I'd be showing off, and you've got so many bees here as well, oh my goodness. I think if they're up on a fence like this, are they safe from, raccoons? Because we definitely get raccoons around here. Oh, this is going to be where we're going to make the... That's all Yar's doing? Be making steel! So I do have a whole bunch of iron ore, and I am planning to make a bunch of... Oh, careful. A bunch of iron, Oh my. A hatch! Oop. Cool. Did I just put my lantern? I gotta get out of this hole. I keep putting my lantern down on stuff. I'm not trying to do that. This building is relatively new, mass fire pits. I believe Yar and or Papa's doing. In my head, the two of you are kind of a unit, if I'm honest, because we don't directly interact all that often, and I usually see you two doing stuff together, so... You are. I think this is still the same. I was thinking, I think I actually have enough flax saved up at this point that I could put another batch of sails up there. Help us speed along. We should get a health hammer as well. For Magnesia Alva. Oh, goodness, yeah. Oh, I'm really glad we found olivine. It was not easy to find. I thought that it was really common, because I've always found it easily in the past. And, I didn't find it easily this time. It took a long time. Oh, the drops by season thing. Right. Don't worry about it. It would be really cool if it's possible. It is extremely not a priority. It's not even necessary. It would just be very cool. Tomatoes had a chance to grow. You planted some tomatoes? I'll go check. I'll go check before we get started. We're waiting for Bones anyway. Take a jog. We'll take a little jog over. Getting the scary music now. Oh, how's the sound levels and everything, by the way, folks? Is the can you hear the music? Can you hear me okay? Etc. Meep is doing something very funny. I'm sorry I don't have an easy way to show you what he's up to. He doesn't stay in one place all that long, so I can't just like set up like a pet cam on him like some people do. But he has this big tall cat tree right up against the window, and when it is cooler outside, when I close the curtains, I put them against the window and behind the radiator so that the heat comes in here and isn't going straight out the window. And if the weather is warm, then I put it around the cat tree so that he can go in there and have a little tent. He loves that. Made for modding. I think Minecraft was easier to mod. I disagree with that. Maybe if you're a programmer. This game is infinitely easier to mod if you're not a programmer, I'll tell you what. And you don't need any external tools to do it, really. I think probably the downside with this game is that because it's made by a small team, things are probably not organized in the same way that they might be organized as a more professional. Where are your tomatoes, Sparrow? I'm looking for your tomato. I don't know where you put them. I didn't even know you had them. Oh, to look at the code, I see. Sounds all good for you. Okay, thank you. My brain's in 12 different directions right now. But anyway, yeah, Meep is, because the curtain is between his cat tree and the window, you would think that he can't look out the window. But the curtain that I have it's not like a blackout curtain. It's one where if you really get up really close, you can see through it at least a little bit. And he has taken to getting up on the little perch and just sticking his face against the curtain so that he can spy on what's outside, and it's very, very cute and very funny. Minecraft, you just unzip and you can see what it's made of? Really? Tomatoes by the goats. That's right over here. That's very interesting. I didn't know that. I thought it being open source meant that you can just look at the code, but... Is it these? I've been eating tomatoes, so... Oh! There's a deer in your pen! I think we can breed deer. I don't think they'll become tame, but I think we can breed them. Whoa! Teleporting. I'm sorry there. I found a couple of caribou. Anyway, these have got about a month left. 23rd October, it's probably going to be getting pretty chilly, but hopefully it will be above freezing. I know the end of October will be freezing. Found that out during testing for this server, but I don't remember exactly when. Yeah, it's 23rd of September right now. The months are 60 days long, so by around 23rd of October, which is halfway through October, not at the end. Meep is in such a mood right now. He's just sort of stomping around and occasionally looking at me meaningfully like, well, I'm up. He's been sleeping, by the way, for like 6 hours. So, oh, there's a story here. Those are fox paws. We got a dead rooster. Well, no sense letting it go to waste. Poor thing. There's been a lot of animals spawning in the forest lately. I don't know if it's just like enough time has passed that everything is now being respawned or what. But I've seen deer. Like I said, I saw caribou. I actually managed to hunt a pair of caribou earlier. I got a whole bunch of meat, which I have not had time to process yet. But I did. I put a whole bunch of food, prepared a whole bunch of food in the community hall, which we will go look at in a moment. We had to check the tomatoes. It was important. Also, gives us a chance to look at Sparrow's house again, which is very nice, even though it's dark out and we can't see everything. I'm always impressed. By the way, the building that we're going to go hang out in tonight, I'm calling it the community center. If anyone has a better name for it, feel free. I designed it in creative mode, so please understand, this is the limit of my building capabilities. Even in creative mode, I can't do any better than this. I think it looks nice enough on the outside. There you are. The interior is just a big open room, and there's a hole in the ceiling for the bonfire. I have glass to cover that with when we're not using the bonfire. Look at how beautiful the roosters are. I feel so bad. Rooster looks hilarious. Well, what does it look like when it's, Oh, it's just under my arm. Armpit rooster coming through. That's very funny. Alright, I think there's a spot for feathers in here. I swear I've been sticking anyway. What was I in the middle of talking about, folks? I do not remember. Alright, I'll have a little extra chicken for tonight. But yeah, I've seen bears again, I've seen wolves again, I've seen chickens, I've seen pigs, I've seen so many animals have respawned just like in the last day or two. So, I took out a bear because they will eat all the other animals, so we need to get rid of the bears. Unfortunately, we can't just pen them up or they will despawn and respawn, and we'll be back where we started. Anyway, I have not made a path to this building yet. That's what I was talking about. I am not great at building. I think this one came out okay. I did build it in survival mode. I got all the materials legit and everything, but I designed it in creative mode. So this is truly the limit of my building design capabilities. I don't really have any ideas for the inside other than a space where we can have a bonfire and whatnot. It is too big to count as a room. Papa will make a path? Yeah, that's fine. I'm also thinking, I plan to... I have a very long to-do list on this server and not enough time. But I do want to make some chiseled paths. There's a chisel... I don't know, it's a chisel tool or a chisel mode on the chisel from QP Chisel Tools that lets you make custom paths that give you the speed bonus. It uses up path blocks to give it the speed bonus, so it's balanced and everything. Certainly the path to my little hobbit hole. Bye. You just walk behind me and out the door. I'll definitely make that look a little... It's just packed dirt right now. Packed dirt doesn't give any speed bonuses, by the way. Be aware. And as of right now, the shovel mod that we have, the Pack Your Shovel mod, does not have a way to convert path blocks... or between packed dirt and path blocks. So if you want to make paths, like proper paths with a speed boost, you do need to have the stones for it and everything. So this is the building. Of course, it's dark out now, so you can't really see it very well. But it's kind of roundish. And the thought I had with the materials that I had was just sort of nature, as you can see. Thanks to the Dana Tweaks mod, we have the mode on shears that lets us collect leaf blocks rather than just destroying them. So I managed to make enough brown wattle and daub for this, but only the first level. So over time, I'll probably add... I think some of my building materials are still over here. Yeah, probably add more to the floor. And some charts. So my idea was like we got the ground, like brown, the brownish red and all that. Then we have the green, represent the plants. And we got the trees and the tree leaves and everything. And then up in the sky, we've got blue and white for the sky and the clouds. So it doesn't look as good as I imagined it would, but I think it also doesn't look too bad. And it is kind of dark in here. I think the bonfire is going to put out quite a lot of light. Oh, it requires 4 firewood. I just wanted to put down the wood that I had. I made 2 chairs. These were not as easy to make as I thought they would be, because to make brown ones. To make white ones would have been easier, but I want to make brown ones to match everything else. So, we do need... I'm going to go ahead. Don't let me forget to take my my lantern with me when we're done. But prepared here is the food that I made. I think Bones is going to bring some food as well. We've got Huckleberry wine, booze. Please, everyone, keep in mind, we have the slow talks mod on here. You will not get drunk right away. It will come on slowly, and if you drink too much, you will get very drunk, and you can even get sick or even die from it, as I do believe at least one person has learned the hard way, unfortunately. There's cups over here, and bowls and stuff. And then I also have a non-alcoholic. I brought some pear juice, which won't last for that long, so, you know, help yourselves. I will have a little bit of wine. I think I'll have some juice. Put my cup back. We're just gonna imagine that all these dishes are being washed. And then I made some meals. So, yesterday, I spent some time modding. I'm actually a little upset because part of the mod turned out the opposite of the way I wanted it, and I'm a little salty about it. We'll deal with it later. I'm sure somebody will help me, or if I can't figure it out myself. But I have added bark flour. So this is maple bark bread. The colors are not designed on anything. I just kind of threw together some textures based on the... Oh, I have my own cup. Forgot I had that in my inventory. So I don't intend to use the kind of loaf model for this anyway, because if you're just using bark, then you're not going to get like a loaf of bread that rises and stuff. So I'll probably make some like flatbread models or something like that. But for now, we get what we get. They only give you 80 saturation compared to, I think, like 300 something from regular bread because there's not that much nutrition in there. But you can, I researched. How often do I need to drink for the alcoholism test effect? I honestly have no idea. I don't know how long. Oh, I'm starting to sway though. I was researching this because I was trying to basically survive just using foraging on this server, which is going to be tough because we're going to have a really long and really cold winter where I can't forage for mushrooms. And unfortunately, as I've complained about before, we can't preserve mushrooms yet in vanilla, and all the mods that let you preserve mushrooms add way too much other stuff that I don't want. So I might mod in my own way to preserve mushrooms. I'm kind of picking away at a larger mod that will be a standalone mod of survival foods that you can forage for. And this was kind of my first bit of that I wanted to test out, see how it works, see how everyone likes it. So you can take the bark, and this requires indappled grows. So I'm not making a totally standalone thing here because that would be too much. There's already a mod that lets you get the bark, and people don't want to use it. They can find their own way of doing it. But the bark you get from indappled grows, when you strip the bark off trees, you make the bundle and you soak it, and then the soaked bark, instead of turning it into baskets, which we have loads of, and we have too many of them, it's the only use for the bark in that mod. You can instead grind it up while it's still soaked, has to be soaked, and make it into flour, which you can then bake into bread. The recipe for this was a little bit broken in that I somehow failed to oak bark you can use to make tannin, and I think acacia, but the other woods they have no other use. It didn't consume the liquid from the bucket. It requires water, and I even set it up so you can use any container, including the bricklayers containers, and I did have to make a separate recipe for that. But it didn't consume the water, and I don't know why. I have to look at it later. Not the most important thing. All water sources are infinite anyway. And then you can just bake it. It's a low saturation bread. You can use it for pies as well. You see how little that gives us. Keeping in mind we have 4,000 max saturation here. You can also use it to make pies. So this is blackberry pie made with, I believe this is pine bark flour, and a strawberry pie made with, I don't remember which one. I don't remember which is which, and it doesn't tell you. But forage berries in grain, as you can see, the grain only 240 saturation. Usually it's way more than that. So it's not a nutritious, healthy food. You can't just eat bark and live, because that's the way it is in the world. But if you're starving and you need to eat something, then this is an option. The other thing that I added is leaves, and I didn't bring any with me, but we can go out and I can just... I'm going to borrow this lantern. Be right back. It's going to show the viewers who are not on the server. I modded in leaves, and this is the thing that's working the opposite of how I wanted. So, it's not every tree. It's only the ones that I researched and found that the leaves are edible. In real life, they are edible. If you eat too much of them, they will give you indigestion, so you can't live off of them. You can also cook them into a tea. We don't have a way to make tea, so I modded them in so that you can put them in a soup. And most of the leaves, if you eat them raw, they will give you a little bit of nutrition. This is my beautiful developer art. I know you're all impressed. You can just try to control yourselves. I know you didn't realize that I was such an impressive and skilled artist. Why do we only have birch leaves around here? I want to show other leaves. It's all birch. Oops, all birch. Here we go, pine. So we get pine needles. So you can, in real life, with a bit of indigestion if you're not careful, eat with a small amount of nutrition birch, pine, larch, oak, and maple. The oak is the least nutritious and the worst on your stomach from what I read. I was researching a lot, folks. Just like that. But yeah, if we, here we go. There's the maple leaf. I know you're all in awe of my artistic prowess. I even made Crimson King maple leaves. They have the same properties as the other ones, but I thought they deserved to have their own model. And the oak leaf. Now, problem, the way I put it in, and I double-checked the files after I realized that this was not working properly, so I'm going to need to investigate this later. Not right now. I won't solve it now, but I'm going to tell you because I'm going to forget if I don't, and I know we got at least one programmer or modder in here. The way it's supposed to work is these are supposed to give you a little bit of saturation and do a little bit of damage. So just like 0.1 or 0.2 HP of damage. So you can still eat a bunch of them and it won't kill you raw if you're like starving, but you don't want to eat a whole bunch of them raw because eventually it's going to make you sick. What you're supposed to do is cook them into a soup. If you need to eat leaves, then you cook them into a soup. It's the middle of winter, and everything else is dead. Cook them into a soup, and then that removes the damage. It also reduces the nutrition just a tiny bit because you're only getting part of the leaf nutrition into the soup. It's kind of my take on, like, we can't make tea, so I'm making it as close to like a tea as possible. Problem is, it damages you in the soup. I tried it, and it damaged me while I was eating it. It wasn't even delayed, and I was so mad. Because I double-checked the files, and the nutrition props in meals is a different value than the nutrition props value, and I didn't put any HP damage in there, so I need to investigate that later. I don't know if they damage you if you eat them raw. They're supposed to, but I don't think that they do. I mean, a whole bunch of them. Now, the Forager's Gamble, is that what it's called, mod? Should make it delayed, so it might be a little while. We'll see if I randomly take some damage later. I should take some damage later. I'm just eating a bunch of raw leaves. I'm gonna have a bad time. My stomach's gonna be very upset later. But when I was eating the soup that had the leaves in it, it damaged me instantly. Like, immediate damage, and it shouldn't damage me at all. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Somebody help me remember to look into that later. But anyway, those are the two things I modded in. Edible leaves. If there are any pixel artists watching... So when I mod stuff in, most of the time I'm either taking a model that already exists, like the bread, and the pies and whatnot, and just modifying the food bar is going funky. Yeah, that's a vanilla bug. If you change the default maximum nutrition, sometimes it glitches out. There's nothing I can do about it. It's been reported multiple times. They don't seem to care. So unfortunately it happens. It's purely visual though. It'll go back to normal. So sorry. I know it's probably annoying. It annoys me too. But, yes, so normally I just take a model and then I either make a new texture, which is, usually I'm adapting a texture that already exists, or using a texture that already exists, or just sort of modifying a texture that already exists. So I'm capable of doing that and making some neat looking stuff. Remember the little shroomy, the little walking mushroom guys from the previous server, which was also a mod that I was planning on fleshing out and releasing on its own. I never got around to it. I still would like to, but life is hard, you guys. It's hard and unfair. I made the model myself, but I based it off of models that already existed, and then I used the textures that already existed. So I didn't have to do any actual art. It turns out that when I have to actually make pixel art like from scratch, this is what I can do. This is it. That's the limit of my abilities. This took me so much longer than you would think. I had reference images up, and I used the mouse, and I just drew with some pixel art, and that was the best I could do. I messed with it for a while before finally going, you know what? I don't think this is a skill that I have. Maybe, theoretically, it would be a skill that I could develop at some point in the future if I had the time to invest in it, but I don't. And it's not a skill that I have now. So if anyone either is good at making pixel art in the style of this game and would like to help out with some better art than what the leaves that I have there, or knows where I could find something, I'd be willing to pay a little bit for it. I'm obviously not making any money off of the mod. It's a mod for a video game. You can't make money off of those kind of by definition. I would be willing to pay a couple dollars for some nice pixel art, but I can't afford to like pay someone to specifically make specific art for me because that's not going to be a few dollars. So send a list of the leaves you have and possibly reference. Yeah, I mean the leaves are oak, birch, maple, red maple, and the pine and the larch have the same. They just have the same image. I didn't even change the colors, so I was just like, right, I don't have time for this. Everyone will deal with it as it is. I'm gonna start. Okay, bonfire's ready. I did remember, proud of me. I thought to bring a torch holder in so we could have a torch to light the bonfire. We are still waiting on Bones. Bones, where are you at? The only pixel art style and proficiency is programmer art. Yeah, that's what I made. I made programmer art. I'm gonna have a slice of strawberry pie. By the way, folks at the party, there's more food in here. There's 2 more pies. There's some sausages, which I can't put on the, Can I put these on the shelf? I think so. No. Can't put the sausages, out on display, but there's some sausages in here. There's also some wood in case anyone wants to make any more tables. I don't know what food other people have brought, if anything. Fell down a hole. Oh, no. Don't fall down a hole. So I'm gonna eat some smoked blood sausage. Nom, nom, nom. Oh, wow. Oh, no, hold on. Gotta wait and see how much it actually gave me. Yes, please help yourselves. Help yourselves. There's also, I made 2 mushroom stews. We've got chicken of the woods chanterelle, blue chanterelle stew with some rare blue chanterelles, and some deer ear honey mushroom stew. And I also made some blood soup with tinderhoof mushrooms and unknown protein. Don't worry about it. Hey guys, don't worry. It's just protein. Protein is protein, right? Don't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about what it is. It's clams. It's just clams. Don't worry about it. So, yes, help yourselves. Yeah, dishes are over here. And I do also have... I brought some tuning cylinders. I have some more at in my little house, too. Stewed clam meat. Raw. It's not raw anymore. I guess I would have to eat 5 raw clam in order for that to show up properly on the bowl, huh? What do we got? This is Quirky Tavern. Should we do Quirky Tavern? Yeah, turn my speakers up. Maybe you did that. I'm sure you did. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see what it is. Can you folks hear that? Almost as good as suspicious protein. It's a bit low. I think it's maybe... There we go. Okay, I can't hear it very well. Maybe my speakers are just too quiet. I gotta be careful because I don't want the... Obviously, I don't want the microphone to pick up my speakers. Give you guys an echo effect. Now I can hear it. As soon as Bones gets here, we'll light the bonfire. Might actually be too loud now, I think. Want everyone to be able to enjoy it. But it shouldn't be louder than me. This is my stream. Oh, by the way, once again, I need another light source. When the bonfire is lit, we'll be able to see very well. Hooray for all of them! We got the green glass slabs. I made a whole bunch of green glass. I've got more as well. There we go. And I have some clear glass. By the way, we got a little skylight here. This is open now because this is going to produce a tremendous amount of smoke. It is not, I believe it does not work with the real smoke mod, but it does put out a ton of particles anyway of its own. So we've got our little skylight. When we are not doing a bonfire, I have glass slabs that I will cover this with so that we can be protected from snow and stuff once the winter starts. For our guest. And I have presents for everybody. I've hidden them. I wanted to make sure nobody saw their presents in advance. Sparrow cannot be with us, but she's apparently watching. Hopefully still watching. And I will reveal Sparrow's present on stream, and then I'll deliver it to your house, Sparrow. So next to the baskets I already have there of wool thread. Oh, someone's coming. Oh, there you are. I need to need to make myself some new clothes. Or commission some new clothes from our tailor. When our tailor has returned. Hello! Welcome! Yay! Basalt Bones has entered the community center. Shall we light the bonfire? Still watching, good. Shall we light the bonfire, everyone? Oh, we got cider. Crabapple cider, very nice, very nice. Do you want to maybe put, you know what I'll do? This is why I left extra planks here. I love redwood, by the way, not only because you get a lot of it when you cut down a tree. Maybe over here we'll do like a drinks table for the jugs. Not only because you get tons of wood from them, and it's a nice colored wood, but also in terms of the Endappled Groves mod, the saw takes longer to go through harder woods, and redwood is apparently very soft, at least according to this game. I don't know if that's true in real life, but so easy to cut. Yeah, cut through that in like half a second. Get stacks and stacks. All right, who would like to light the bonfire? Papa, are you ready to do it? Go for it if you like. Or wait till Basalt Bones is ready. All right. I think we're ready to go. You don't want to light it? Oh, I can do it. Jala. Let the bonfire be lit. And by the way, I don't know if... Oh, look at that. I don't know if it was the case in the original mod, but we can actually reload this one and keep it burning. It'll tell us how much wood is left. Look at that. I can take my lantern back right now. We don't need it. Incredible. Alright, I'm going to close the chat just for a second just so we can get some nice... Look at that. Oh. Nice. And I believe this will not be put out by rain either, although clearly we have a clear skies tonight. Look at that. Excellent. I don't know if it actually keeps you warm. I don't know if it's coded for that. But again, thank you so much to the person who updated this, because I loved this, and I think it was the one... Okay, apparently fire hot. Don't walk into it, everyone. Thank you, Yar, for teaching us that. Yeah, thank you so much to the modder who updated this and got it working, and I think it's even better than it was in its original form, so... spectacular. Okay, everyone feel free to eat. I guess it's good that it's night, actually. I'm gonna get a look at from the outside. How far does the light... Oh my gosh, it lights up the whole outside, you guys. It lights up the whole outside. Now we can get a good look at the building I made. Incredible. No windows in the back, because I figured we'd be lining the back with stuff. But while I'm out here, I have to grab something, so I stashed over here. Stash presents over here. So, what we've got, I've got a basket for Sparrow, I've got a basket for Bones, and I've got a basket for Yar and... I'm gonna have to do this in the dark. A basket for Yar and Papa to share, because I'm coming. I bring gifts. The one that's still in there is Sparrow's. I'm gonna grab that in a second as well. We'll just open that on the stream. So, I believe this was whose. I think this one is... I was so sure I was going to remember. I think this one was Yar and Papa's. Everyone, don't look at the stream for a second. Yeah, okay. This is Yar and Papa's. And if you don't mind, I will show on stream what I got you guys. This is for Bones. There's a meaning behind the gifts, so feel free to open up, take a look. And as you do that, I will explain on stream what these gifts are. So, for Yar and Papa, we have recently added a mod that lets you craft Jonas parts. The only problem is you have to make them out of cupronickel, and you can't make cupronickel from scratch because you can't smelt nickel with any of the fuels available. So, the only way to get cupronickel right now is to crush the metal parts that you can get. So I gathered up a whole bunch of these metal parts. You cannot with coke, I believe, unless they've changed it. Unless it's been changed, I don't think that's enough. 1340. Oh, it is! Okay. It didn't used to be. In any case, once we have steel, the reason that I'm giving it to you in this form is that once we have steel pounder caps, which we don't have yet, but we will soon, you can crush these into cupronickel powder and then use that to make bars, because the smelting point of this alloy is actually low enough that you can smelt it using regular fuels. So, that's where you can use them for some Jonas parts. I also threw in for everybody some dried fruit leather and some silver ingots, little shinies. Then for Bones over here, we have got, for Bones who had to be rescued from a cave. At this point, I think you probably have light sources now that won't go out when you go into a cave. But I got you this temporal gear amulet, which if you wear this and you somehow find yourself somewhere without a light source, it emits a very, very, very low-level green glow. You'll see that I'm wearing one myself, because I also am afraid of getting stuck in the cave. It's very, very dim. You have to be in total darkness to see it, but it is enough to get out, so you won't get stuck in a cave again. And I managed to find, I know you've been farming, and I don't think, maybe you already have them, but as far as I'm aware, you don't have sunflowers yet. I managed to find some while I was exploring. You can add that to your farm. And last, but very much not least, I'll go grab Sparrow's gift. I'll share it, and then at the end, I will bring it to your little cottage. I'm very proud of this one, and I do want to say, Sparrow, your gift was a lot harder to get than I thought it was going to be, but I think it was worth it. I am so happy that I was able to get this for you, and I will explain what I had to do to get it, and I think we're all going to facepalm a little bit, because it's something that we were trying to get, and it turns out we were doing it in precisely opposite the way that we should have been doing it. So over here, we'll put Sparrow's basket. Sparrow, do you have any guess? Do you have any guess what I got you? Everyone who's on... oh, I did get damaged by the birch leaf. Okay, good. I should be. Everyone who's online, feel free to take a look. Just don't say what it is in the chat, and I'll wait for a moment. Build up a little anticipation. You got it, Sparrow. I managed to get you some Edelweiss, and I think it's pronounced Edelweiss in English, but it's a German word, so I'm calling it Edelweiss. And I got you some seeds as well, so you can grow some more. They will survive down to -1 degrees. I think it might be better. Oh, it says -11, actually. I think it'll probably be... I don't know how long... Oh, it only takes 5 days to grow. Never mind. You can plant them when you get back, and they will grow. So... and everybody got the same, some fruit leather and some silver. So, Sparrow, do you have any idea where I found the Edelweiss? Because both of us, I know you were searching, you were basically just going beeline north, trying to find it, because you know that it grows in the cold, which is correct. And I was also doing the same thing, because I was like, oh, if I can find it before Sparrow, I can leave it as a fun little gift, and it'll be very nice, and everybody will be happy. I have some apple cinnamon tea, by the way, everyone. It's really delicious. So, what we were doing wrong. I'm gonna get myself another drink. Get myself another drink. I was trying to figure out why we hadn't found any, because they're not supposed to be rare exactly. So, elevation is important, and I think we knew that. We knew that they're up high and cold, which is correct. And I checked the wiki and everything, and it said up high. Now, the wiki is incorrect about one thing. The wiki thinks that you should divide the world height in half before applying the blah, 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 which is wrong. So the wiki says that it needs to be lower than it is. It needs to be above, I think, like 166 blocks or something like that. Which, obviously, I didn't have a sextant or anything, but I know 166 blocks is like a really tall mountain, right? here's the thing. The temperature range where it can spawn is based on the average temperature for the year, not the temperature, like right now, right here, it is 7 degrees Celsius. Unfortunately, I think you have to be an admin to run this command, which is unfortunate. I don't think this should be admin restricted, but I can use this command because it's my server. This will tell you the current temperature and also the year average. So the average temperature where we are now is 1 degree Celsius, and then the rainfall and everything like that. And I was exploring north, trying to figure out, like checking everything, trying to figure out what the issue is. The temperature range where Edelweiss can spawn is between -1 and +12 degrees Celsius, and it has to be above 166 blocks high. And what I started to realize when I was running that command up high in the mountains is something very simple when you really think about it. What happens when you go up high in elevation in Vintage Story? What happens to the weather up there, you guys? It gets cold. The higher up you go, the colder it gets. And when you get up over 160 blocks high, it gets really cold. So cold, in fact, that when I was running this command up in the mountains up to the north, it was showing me like -20 average temperature. We were looking in the wrong direction. In order to get this, we have to go far south enough where it's warm, so warm that it's still above -1 degrees at 160 something blocks. So once I realized that, I embarked on a mission south. I was so determined to get this. I was like, I will do it, and I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to do it legit. Because obviously I can jump in creative mode anytime I want, and I could just conjure stuff. But it doesn't mean the same thing, even to me, if I just conjure stuff. So I was like, no, I'm going to do it legit. I know where there's mountains to the south. And I spent a while. I had to go to a very, very tall mountain, and it was I mean, I didn't have a sextant with me, so I don't know the coordinates, but it was probably like 4,000 blocks south. Anything further north than that, and it was still too cold. And then once I found them, I found like 12. I found like 12 of them. So I gave you a couple, and I gave you a couple seeds. I have a few for myself as well. If anyone else really wants one of these flowers, I can give you one too. But yeah, that's the story. I was so happy I was able to do it, and it was today. It was just in time. That's one of the reasons I was online for a long time earlier today. Partly to get the food ready, and partly because I was like, no, I have to get the flower. I have to get the flower. I don't know if Sparrow's gonna make it or not, but I want to have it ready. So that's for you, Sparrow. We finally got them. You can grow some more. It's a solstice miracle, everybody. So that's what I've been up to. We don't have musical instruments or anything. There is the instruments mod, but we have so many mods. I keep saying I'm trying so hard to hold back from like. This flower is well known for being sparse and short-lived, really. Well, fortunately, in Vintage Story, flowers last forever. We can have them all over the place if we want to. So we got crabapple cider. I don't think I'm too drunk yet. Swig crabapple cider. We put on some different music. Is this still running? Do Peaceful Village. Very, very slight motion sickness warning, by the way, folks. As you drink in this game, I will gradually get a little bit more of a motion. I'm not moving the mouse. That's happening automatically. Bonfires, too. Oh, the bonfire's really loud, isn't it? Maybe. Is that better? Can't really hear it that well. Did that affect the bonfire sound? Yeah, I know what you mean, Yar. That's why I'm trying to turn down the bonfire a little bit. Yes, okay. Hopefully that's good enough. We need a dance. I don't think we have a dance emote. No. We got wave, cheer, shrug, cry, nod, face bomb, bow, laugh, rage. It's a beautiful bonfire, you guys. So, happy Solstice, everybody. Happy Solstice. This feels like strange music for for a holiday. Oh, is the sun coming up? It's 4 a.m. already. Should we watch the sunrise? We can, It is, it's getting light out. We could climb up onto the roof. There's still a forest in the way. Anyone ever go out rising at 4 a.m. at the winter solstice? Well, in defense of the game, it is only 24th of September, which is probably a good thing, because if it was actually the solstice in this location on this server, what did it say the year average is? 1 degree? It's gonna be pretty far below freezing. My character's just weighing low. We are also pretty far north. Although, no, it should be after the equinox, right? So days should be shorter than the nights. Everyone doing? I love your armor, Yar. I have most of a set of bear armor made for myself now. I never wear it because it does give you penalties. I'm sure I'll be happy for it in the winter. I have pelts to make myself some fur clothing, but I don't think I have any extra ones. Is everyone gonna be good for warm clothes? Yeah, the alcohol's kicking in. Don't drink too much, you guys. You will have a bad time. Oh, by the way, this year in most years I do a dinner. For the last few years, I've had people over for dinner. What warm clothes? All right, we'll get you sorted out, Yar, because it's gonna get very cold. That's what bear armor is for. It's not going to be enough. It's going to be like minus 20 here, I think, in the winter. It will help, but it won't be enough on its own. Swaying along with the music, just don't fall off the roof and onto the bonfire, says Spud. Good point. Don't fall into the bonfire, everyone. Please don't fall into the bonfire. I ask you. I request that you do not fall into the bonfire. Yeah, most years on the solstice, I try to have a dinner, and I invite people over for dinner, and I didn't do that this year, partly because I've been too exhausted and busy to do all that cooking, partly because my allergist this past year told me that I may, and it's apparently very, very difficult to conclusively diagnose, but he said there are signs that I may have something called histamine intolerance. Which, here's some fun medical info for all of you. Histamine intolerance means your body doesn't produce enough of the enzyme that breaks down histamine from food. Did you know that your food is full of histamine? Because I did not. Apparently it's the case. And apparently the foods that have the most histamine are preserved and fermented foods. Which means that all the stuff that I usually make for the solstice, which is all preserved and or fermented, because that's my favorite stuff to make and my favorite stuff to eat, is apparently very high in histamine, and I shouldn't eat it too often. And it kind of killed my my joy of cooking those things this year. So, the one thing that I did make is I did make my gingerbread. Yeah, all the foods I love making are I'm allowed to eat them, but apparently there is a it's not even a guarantee. I might not even have it. It's so wild because like they can't really confirm it without doing a low histamine diet, and it's basically physically impossible for me to do a low histamine diet. Because you have to cut out almost everything, and you have to cook every single meal fresh from scratch, and also all the food that you have to eat is disgusting. But even if I'm willing to endure nothing but boiled chicken and rice for like, I think it takes like a month or something like that to be sure, I don't have the energy to cook fresh like that for every meal. So the allergist was even like, yeah, no, in your case, it's understandable. You don't have to do it. Just maybe try to avoid eating too many high histamine foods, and hopefully you'll feel a little better, blah, blah, blah. Join everyone here. Oh, I can't get everyone in frame. Oh, well. Maybe at the end we'll do that. Yeah, so the one thing I did make was the Lebkuchen, the German gingerbread that I make every year, which is quite an achievement because it takes like a month to make this stuff, or at least a week or two, because you have to make the dough, which is kind of it's not difficult, but it's a hassle because you have to like heat up honey and sugar and a bunch of stuff on the stove, and then it makes mess, and you have to clean everything up. And then you have to let it age for a couple days, and then you have to roll it all out, and it's very sticky and all that. And then you have to make the cookies, and then you have to put the cookies. You have to pack them in a airtight container, a Tupperware container, with bits of apple, fresh apple, and that makes the gingerbread nice and soft, so it doesn't turn like into like ginger snaps, like hard ginger snaps. You're nice and soft, and they get extra flavor from the apple. So I made my little gingerbread, guys. I'm not decorate or anything, but right in front of my face, so you're in focus there, bud. There you go. I am going to bite your head off now. It's what you were made for, so. mm. I think I can be allowed to eat at least one, probably high histamine food. But oh yeah, you guys are my solstice, my solstice dinner this year. Sounds like so much work. It is. It's a tremendous amount of work, but it's really delicious. And you make a ton of cookies, and then they last for like months. Because the ingredients in them, like the reason this like gingerbread is associated with winter holidays in the winter is because the reason people made it historically is to preserve it. They really last a long time. They're full of preservatives, basically, not just sugar, but also honey and all the spices and stuff. So they won't go bad for a really long time. So you can just kind of nibble away at them for months afterwards. Also suffer from your food this year? I'm sorry. Why's food gotta be so complicated, man? It's not fair. Everybody else can just eat whatever. The most frustrating thing is like all the foods that I was eating with the intent to be healthy, like, you know, sauerkraut and fermented vegetables and yogurt. Yogurt's also fermented. I'm also not supposed to eat yogurt anymore. Like those things are good. Those are good for your foods. It's not like the junk food was hurting me. No, no. The junk food is fine apparently. Potato chips, no problem. I can eat all the potato chips I want. I can eat all the frozen fish fingers I desire. I can eat all the McDonald's and other garbage foods, and apparently those are fine in terms of histamine. But the really healthy stuff that is good for your like gut biome and all that is apparently full of histamine. So I gotta like choose my poison. They should make a human body that just works properly, you know? I am also eating some dried fruit today because it's the season. Just store-bought dried fruit. I didn't make my own this year, although I usually do. I didn't make any candied citrus peels or anything like that like I usually do. But potato chips are such safety food. Well, potatoes are wonderful. There's no question about it. Potatoes are the superior food. Completely agree with that. I might regret this. Ugh. I forgot how difficult it is to chew dried figs. They're delicious. My jaw has also been really messed up for a while. Why does eating have to hurt so much? All the little seeds in the figs when you eat it. I remember being a kid and hating figs and thinking they were disgusting. Then I got older and something happened to me. This stem on this one. That off. So does anyone else have any holiday foods that they love and enjoy around this time of year for any holiday or even just for the season? I thought about making a big pot of stew for myself tonight, even if I wasn't having anyone over, but I didn't get around to it. Hot pot. Hot pot is... I know the name hot pot. I know it's a food. But I'm actually not sure if I know exactly what it's composed of. It's an East Asian food? Chinese, okay. Like fondue, okay, okay. I don't think I've ever had that, actually. Pot pot is generic, not specific. Okay. I feel a little bit better for not having a specific image of it then. Thin sliced lamb, tofu, seafood. I'm not supposed to have tofu anymore, and I'm allergic to most seafood. So lamb is good. I like lamb. Szechuan broth. That sounds good. Hmm. Third lemon pie to bring to cousin's house. Formulated to annoy children? Fermented tofu with sesame and chai flour, so that sounds delicious, yeah. Papa, I would like to hear more about a lemon pie to annoy children. Pumpkin salmon soup, that sounds very good. I love pumpkin. I have a big pumpkin in the kitchen right now. I say big. It's big for a Hokkaido pumpkin. It's not big for like a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. I'm gonna roast it. What I've been doing lately is cut it up into thick slices, coat it in olive oil, and then the sort of, you can't miss with rosemary, thyme, chili flakes, and a little bit of garlic. You just roast it for like half an hour. Wow. It's sour. Oh, okay. Lemon pie is sour. Key lime pie, but lemon. I don't think I've ever had key lime pie either. Makes sense that it would be sour. Olive oil. Is olive oil on your can't eat list, Spot? I turned 40 this year, so obviously, with each passing day, I discover some new health issue that didn't exist before. Doctor's appointments every week because they're like, well, we have to get this checked out, and you need this scan, and you haven't had this test, so you're gonna have to go for one of those now. Olive oil's on a good list. Yay! Hooray! Olive oil's great. Olive oil's on my good list too. Let's hear it for olive oil. Let's hear it for olive oil and potatoes. Truly. What else do you need? Some mushrooms. You do need some mushrooms. They got the rest of the amino acids or whatever that the potatoes don't have, right? I don't know if it's probably not 100% true, but I do remember reading or hearing somewhere that between potatoes with the skins on, specifically, have to have the skins, or it's not enough, mushrooms, presumably specifically cultivated, like the champignon white mushrooms, between those two foods, supposedly it contains everything you need, like that your body needs to live. I feel like this boat's got to be missing something. Maybe it's just specifically like the amino acids that you need. Can of potato skins. Oh no. Sorry. You can't do mushrooms either? Oh. Well, you can eat video game mushrooms. Mushroom and potato is good stuff. Although it's kind of funny, for all that I do love mushrooms, the store-bought mushrooms, the white champignon ones and the brown ones, they call it like chestnut, or they call them a few different things. Those are good. I love those. Shiitake mushrooms are delicious, but I can't get... oh, that's true. Rice and beans is another one that contains, like, all of some particular food group that you need. And it's delicious, and it's easy to make. I lost track of my thought mid-sentence again, you guys. I did it again. Just thinking about... I have a bowl of food in front of me, and I'm hungry. I also have some this is something I'm definitely is not healthy, and I shouldn't be eating it for histamine reasons, but it's a special night, which is some chili flavored meat stick. It's a bit similar to, in America they have the Slim Jims. It's not that. It's not that processed. It's a more sort of traditional sausage, but it is dried. Or like a really thin pepperoni stick. These are so delicious and I love them. I'm gonna stop commenting what you can't have. I mean, feel free if you want. I'm complaining about what I can't have. Just the essential amino acids you can't make yourself. Okay, that makes sense. So, they sell these here in like long strips like this. They just like fold it up. Yeah, don't tell my allergist. I ate stuff like this all the time for years. The thing is, maybe the worst of it is, I'm not even convinced that I necessarily have this histamine intolerance because I haven't completely cut the high histamine foods out because I kind of can't, but I have reduced them quite a bit. I stopped eating yogurt. I used to have yogurt for breakfast every day. I stopped eating sauerkraut and pickles and stuff like that. I used to have that all the time. I've stopped, making most types of preserved foods, and I haven't really noticed a difference. So, actually, very sad news from my perspective. My allergist, who I really love, is apparently leaving the clinic where I go as of January, with no news on whether he's going to be anywhere else, and so I'm going to have to find a new allergist, and I'm really upset about it because I really liked him. I'm gonna hop off and do cats. Thank you for coming hang out, Sparrow. Enjoy your holiday. You're very welcome for the gifts. I'm really, really happy I was able to find those for you. I was so excited. I'm glad that you could at least watch the stream and see. So we'll see you. Let us know when you're back. And enjoy your holiday. I wonder how many sentences I've started and not finished during this stream. Has anyone been keeping track? But yeah, I have an appointment with a new allergist who on paper looks good, but we'll see. A lot of them look good on paper, and then you get to their office and they're wearing perfume or something, and it's like, oh, you're not going to be able to help me. The first allergist I went to, I go to the most expensive medical clinic in my city because I'm fortunate enough that with my current job I can afford it, and it's the only way to get in to see all the specialists that I need without waiting for years. And the first allergist I went to see at this highly expensive place was literally wearing perfume when I walked into her. She had the perfume bottle on her desk, like she's showing it off. And I walked in and I was immediately wheezy and my throat hurt, and my eyes started burning. And then I told her, I'm actually allergic to perfume. And she went, oh, ha ha ha, I'm wearing some. I was like, I'm aware. I know. And then when she checked me out, she they do the stethoscope on your back to check your breathing. She's like, oh, you're a little bit wheezy. I was like, yeah, I wonder why. If you're an allergist, if there's any allergists watching this who don't know this already, don't wear perfume to work, for God's sake. Your patients specifically are more likely to have issues with that. Don't do it. So hopefully this new one will be good. Maybe she can help me figure out some more specifics. It would be great if she goes, okay, if this is what you've been eating lately and you haven't seen an improvement in your symptoms, then you don't have histamine intolerance and you can just start eating that stuff again. I would be so happy. I can't believe my character's still drunk over here, by the way. Look how it's swaying. Most medical places around here ban it for employees. Good. They should. That's correct. So many people are sensitive or full-on allergic to perfumes. It's bad enough that people douse themselves in perfume and I go and get on the tram or the metro, or I go to shopping, in the supermarket or something, and there's people that have just taken a bath in it. I don't know if some people just don't have a good sense of smell. I don't know. I do know that smokers in particular tend to, if they wear perfume, they tend to wear more because I think their sense of smell is actually damaged from the cigarettes, or they're trying to cover up the smell of the cigarettes, which I don't know that they actually are able to smell anymore. But not judging anybody if you smoke, it's none of my business. Obviously, it's not good for you, but you know that. But if you're a smoker, or otherwise feel like you don't have a very good sense of smell and you wear perfume, maybe try to find someone a little more sensitive and just ask them, someone who would be honest with you. Ask them if you've got too much on. Keep in mind, a lot of people are sensitive to it. Oh, yeah, everyone fingers crossed for my new allergist. I think it's in the first week of January or something. Getting in to see. It's a woman. Last one was a guy. I think I get more nervous when a new doctor is a woman and I don't know if they're any good or not, because I'm afraid that they'll be wearing perfume, because they so often are. I feel like I've become a tremendously boring person, folks. All I got to talk about is vintage story, foods that I'm not allowed to eat, and medical conditions. I'm getting old. My knees hurt. I mean, my knees have been hurting since I was a teenager, but That's old age, says Papa. You would hope an allergist wouldn't, but that allergist was terrible in multiple ways, though. She was very rude to me. She kept making gender-related comments that were completely inappropriate, just based off of the fact that obviously it says in my file that I'm transgender. Um, she kept dismissing all of my concerns. She had never heard of mast cell activation syndrome, which in the past, most doctors, certainly most average people, but even most doctors had never heard of it. Now, more and more doctors are aware of it because it's like COVID has caused a lot of people to get it. Uh, yeah. I feel a little bit better than Papa. It's not just me. So this doctor had never heard of MCAS, they call it, mast cell activation syndrome. Um, but you would expect an allergist to have heard of it because it's an autoimmune disorder, and she had never heard of it. And when I kept saying, like, I think I may have, not a severe case, I do know someone who has a severe case of it who's, like, literally in the emergency room on a regular basis because everything sets her off. Not so severe that it gives me anaphylactic shock, but I have a whole bunch of things that I have allergic reactions to, but then when they do the blood tests, they say I'm not allergic to it. So something else is triggering the, ooh, I was making a pie down there, look at that. Something else is triggering that reaction, right? And she just started laughing and said, "Oh, they gave you a blood test for this compound, and yours was normal, therefore you don't have mastocytosis, which is not the same thing as MCAS." And I said, "I know I don't have mastocytosis. That's not what I said. That I think I may have. I don't know if I do. I'm asking you because I thought you'd be an expert, but clearly you're not." Oh, she was awful, 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 awful. So after that experience, I was like, I want to see the head of the allergy and immunology department, and that is who I wound up seeing. And he was wonderful, very autistic about his job. You always want to get a doctor who's autistic about their job, because an autistic doctor whose special interest is whatever they became a doctor in, you're gonna go to them and you're gonna say, I have these weird symptoms that no one you've ever met has ever had, and most doctors will be like, okay, well, somebody's been reading Wikipedia, but the doctor who's autistic about their specialty is going to be like, "Oh, I've never met anyone who has those. Tell me more." And they're going to be super into it, and they're going to be very helpful, and they're going to believe you. Oh, I'm so sad that he's leaving. I hope everything's all right with him, and whatever he winds up doing, whether he's retired. I don't know. I don't think he's old enough to retire, but maybe he is. I'm not a good judge of people's ages. So yeah, when they don't randomly leave, it's the best. It's the best. Well, like I say, fingers crossed that the new one will be good. Maybe be able to help me figure stuff out. Basically, this guy, he said that based off of my symptoms and everything that I described to him and all the test results, which all said that I am allergic to almost nothing. I'm having clearly what appear to be allergic reactions to things. Not severe anaphylactic shock, but clear allergy symptoms in response to things that I am provably not actually allergic to, do not have true allergies to. We said, okay, it could be MCAS, but since your symptoms are not severe, he didn't want to put a diagnosis on my record because he said he wasn't sure, which is fair enough. Although it would be good to have it on my medical history, because when you have something that most people have never heard of or are not familiar with, and it's not in your medical records, and you just say, then you just have to describe the symptoms. I can't say I have mild MCAS, which I still to this day don't know if I do or not. I could. Instead, I have to list all of the stuff that I have allergic reactions to. So I did get a very important diagnosis this year, though. I've finally been diagnosed with hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome by a specialist. She was really wonderful. It took me 6 months to get the appointment with her, and she was so nice. She was just amazing. Her English was flawless, which obviously, I'm always grateful if they speak English at all, because my Czech is okay for a normal conversation, but for medical stuff, it's much more specialized language. Your GP leaving before you got the energy to change to a different one. Oh, sometimes it's a good thing when they leave. So yeah, I have that diagnosis on paper now. So now, when I go to a new doctor, instead of saying I have joint pain across my entire body, which a physiotherapist has determined is coming from the connective tissues and not from the joints themselves, and giving this long explanations like I scar really easily, I bruise really easily, blah, 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 blah. Instead of that, I can now say, I have been diagnosed with hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Done. It's on paper. Nobody goes, do you have anxiety? Have you seen a psychiatrist about this? Anxiety can cause all kinds of... No, no more of that. Shut down. I got a diagnosis now. It's on paper. It's a huge deal. Yeah. It's so weird because sometimes you go for a test for something when you have a huge list of symptoms and no singular explanation for what's causing them. Sometimes you go to a specialist and they do a test for something that could explain everything. If you have this thing, then we have an answer for everything. Even if there's no treatment, even if there's no cure, even if nothing could be done, you just have a word for it and you can be like, I have this one. This is the one that I have. And it saves so much stress and so much time and so many explanations and so much doubt from doctors who don't know any better. And then sometimes the test is negative. Usually the test is negative. And I just remember the first time I went to a geneticist and they tested me for the types of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome that have blood tests, which is most of them. The hypermobile type does not have a blood test, so you need a really experienced specialist who can examine you and check if you have, meet the criteria. But I remember going in to get the results from this geneticist who had tested me for a huge array of things that they have blood tests for. And I went in and sat down, nervous and tense, oh please, oh please, oh please, let me have my answer. And she smiled and she went, I have nothing but good news for you. And I just went, She was like, what? We checked everything and you don't have anything. There's nothing wrong with you. And I was just like, I was afraid you were going to say that. And she's just like, what? Do you want to have some horrible disease? And it's so hard not to grab people by the shoulder sometimes and be like, I don't want a disease. I have something wrong with me and I don't know what it is. I just want an answer. Sometimes people seem to have this idea in their mind that if you're diagnosed with something, that it means that it's something new that you now have, that it's always bad news. Sometimes that can be the case, and you can find out that you have a disease that you weren't aware of that wasn't causing symptoms yet that can make, change your life for the worst or even be, terminal illness or something. Yeah, okay, obviously that's not going to be something you're happy about. But if you already have all these symptoms and you're looking for an answer, an explanation, and you keep getting told you don't have anything wrong with you, then it just gets more and more and more frustrating. And it's surprising how many doctors there's still the same amount wrong, there's just no answers. Symptom syndrome, we call it. I got symptom syndrome. All these symptoms, and nothing you can do about it. Oh, I got one very important diagnosis now. Having that in my medical record should help a lot. And it's highly comorbid with a bunch of other stuff, which is also difficult to test for, including MCAS. So, maybe I will finally get everything explained and I can stop being poked with needles and having blood drawn and having, I had a, they call it a lumbar puncture. They had to test me for all kinds of, no more. Give me the answers, and then we're done testing forever. Enough appointments. A couple days ago I was saying I could be me without the labels, but without the actual thing, that's just not me. Yeah, it's part of who you are. Whatever is going on with your body and your brain and your health is part of who you are. You would not be the same person without it, so. Man, I really don't have anything to talk about other than this stuff. And there's not really much to do in the game right now. Today. I already played enough today, I think. You know what I could do? Yeah, we get some exercise? There we go. Whee! Jump, 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 jump. No exercise. It's full daylight now. I'm glad I was able to get this thing made this week. I'm glad I was able to get everybody some fun little gifts. Take this block of dirt off of here. This food isn't gonna last that long, so everyone help yourselves. And then once it's all gone, I'll probably take my bowls and stuff back. Like when you bring food to a party in Tupperware, you're like, I am gonna need the Tupperware back. When you're done with it. Drink some of this juice. You're very welcome for the food, Papa. Thank you all for coming and hanging out. We'll probably kind of wind down the stream. Brain is just part of the body, 100% correct, but probably wind down the stream. My voice is kind of getting weak a little bit here. And, get it out of there. It's just spinning, it's bothering me. But yeah, folks want to take pies. I've got a whole bunch of food back at my little hobbit hole, so anything that's here, please help yourselves. When the bowls are empty, I will take them back. 3 servings. Okay, this is... Can't take anymore. I can't take anymore! This... I can leave the wine here for a bit. Should probably bring the pear juice back and put it in my cellar, though. Does anyone else want any pear juice? Might start bringing that stuff home. Some veggies? Did you bring veggies? Oh. I love how the particles just like fall on the floor like that. So the bread is good for 10 days. Base level. On how much of the sausage got eaten? No one wants any blood sausage? Some sausages? Help yourselves. I still have a bunch more sausages and stuff as well, so... I'm mostly trying to make, like... I'm trying to preserve the food that I'm getting now as much as possible. Again, game won't let me preserve the mushrooms. I really should add in a way to do that. So, yeah, it's in the vessel back here, because you can't put the sausage on display, unfortunately. So, help yourselves. Serving 1 serving. Alright, I'll take the soup, because there's 2 servings left. I'm gonna take the pear juice. It's the cleanup at the end of the party, you know? I'm gonna grab Sparrow's gift as well. Still in there, right? Nobody stole it? Okay. I joke. I also wish I could eat all this in real life. Oh, that's something I started saying. I love the, oh, look at this! The path is already being made. Thank you, Papa. Thank you very much. I'm gonna cut through the woods, actually, because I'm gonna go bring this to Sparrows. Yeah, in real life, I love the white mushrooms, I love the brown mushrooms, and I love cooked shiitake mushrooms, but I did get the dried shiitake mushrooms once, and I tried rehydrating them, and the smell when rehydrating... Civic infrastructure! Much appreciated. The process of rehydrating shiitake mushrooms, as it turns out, smells absolutely foul. I could not. I was literally like, I was gagging. I had to put it outside the window, and then when they were finally rehydrated, I couldn't even eat them. I was so grossed out by the smell. The smell of the cooked mushrooms, delicious. It's specifically the rehydrating the dry ones has this nasty sort of stank that I couldn't bear it. I wound up having to give them away. But fresh shiitake mushrooms I love. I can occasionally get a hold of fresh shiitake mushrooms from my grocery service here. They're obviously not the best mushrooms, because they're, you know, in Central Europe. But just having them at all is nice. But yeah, aside from those 3, any other mushroom that I've... Oh, and chanterelles. Chanterelles are delicious. I had chanterelles and pasta once at a restaurant. Oh my gosh, so good. So good. Oh no, we lost Papa. But aside from those, any other mushroom I've ever had, I actually didn't like. As much as I love them in theory, I love like fungi, and I love how the organisms work, and I love what they look like, and I just think they're so cool. The actual taste of them, actually, it's usually not the taste, it's usually the texture. For some reason, I can't eat them. Hey, Papa's back. Welcome back, Papa. So, there you go. You've all got some dirt on me now. I've just confessed to the fact that I don't actually enjoy eating all mushrooms. I wish I did, but alas, I do not. I love the carry-on mod, but man, you really do walk slow, huh? And you got a barrel of liquid on your back. Which is fair enough. It really is. Look at, just check out how beautiful this place is in the daylight. So lovely. Oh, and Sparrow's not watching anymore. I also left. I got all these just from exploring. Oh, so much faster. Got a little spring in my step. Oh, oh my gosh. I'm stuck. I'm stuck! I'm not stuck. Everything's fine. Stop panicking, everyone. Please, relax. It's all okay. Ah, so we're at the end of the party now. We gotta clean everything up. We gotta figure out how we're gonna take everything home. Got a barrel of pear juice on my back. Just gonna cut through diagonally here. Juice spoils pretty quickly. I wanted to have at least one barrel of juice. I have quite a lot of different alcohols fermenting right now. And of course you can drink water. You can drink, I've got well water handy in my kitchen. But sometimes it's nice to have some juice. Ooh, chickens. Sorry to scare you. I'm not gonna eat you. I did eat your cousin. Sorry. I didn't eat your cousin. I hung your cousin was killed by another animal, a fox, I believe, and I hung him up to be butchered. I did do that, but I didn't kill him. I don't think they're listening. I don't think they care. I'm starting to think they might not even speak English, I'm honest. Alright. I actually brought both of these barrels, the juice and the wine, at the same time when I was carrying stuff over to the little community center earlier, and I don't recommend doing that. Barrels weigh you down so much. I've got some pepper plants on my roof, by the way. Oh, speaking of which, when I was searching for the Edelweiss, I did find some pepper plants. It's actually not that far south. There. To get to where there's warm weather plants, like the sunflowers that I found. Look at this. There's a whole rainbow of pepper plants from Wildcraft. And then you know about this. The rest of my Edelweiss. Unstable fungus I need to soak. So much that he's doing. There's always chores to do in this game. Alright. The juice down. If I can aim it without wobbling too much. Look how much faster I move. Oh, hello. Nice to see you. You brought some pie. Pie delivery? Oh my. Can you leave it, just a berry pie. Are just a berries edible? I've seen them, but I've never tried to eat them. I'm gonna have a slice right now. Thank you very much. Look at that. 960 saturation of grain when you use proper grain. That's how low the bark grain is. I wanted to make sure that it was, not overpowered or anything. Yeah, alright. Well, I mean, I certainly hope so if you're bringing me a pie. They make blackcurrant juice. Interesting. I've seen the jostaberry bushes growing like right in with the blackcurrant bushes actually. I was wondering what the deal is with those. I should look them up. I don't even know what they are. I'm not familiar. But thank you for the pie. Very nice. Wow. We'll finish cleaning up after the party here, and then I'll probably end the stream, because I'm tired. Meep has stopped bothering me, which actually worries me, because he's probably off sulking somewhere now. He's gonna be mad at me after. Get the moodiest cat, you guys. Truly, the moodiest boy. Some green grapes that are fresh over here, by the way. 15 days, 8 days. Someone's gonna come grab those. I'm probably not going to. Somebody else wants to go grab. I just kind of planted a bunch of grapes in the forest because I thought that sounded fun. If anyone wants to grab those, grab them. There's not enough there to make wine or anything. You can use them for porridge or compote or pie, for example. Oh. Alright. You can take these baskets as well, by the way, guys. I have too many of them. I suppose you probably do too, huh? Alright, does anybody want any more wine? Because if not, I'm going to take this as well, put it away. And does anyone want the last servings of these stews? They're not going to last all that long. This is also my resonator, but I'm going to leave it here, I think. I don't generally use it in my base, so... Alright, I'll take the rest of these. Just so that they don't spoil. I don't think anyone's really hurting for food right now anyway, but... Gonna last 3 points. Okay, I'll take that. Take these. You can leave the rest of them here. Yes, please do. Grab a bite. Finish off anything you can. And I just took the stuff out of the vessel, but if you want any more sausage or some breads, there you go. Pile on the floor for you. There you are. Excellent. Okay. I think that's everything that I'm going to take from here. If anyone is hungry, obviously, and you're in the area, feel free to grab something from my place. If you see anything that you like. Thank you, everybody, for bringing stuff over and helping out. Floor sausage. 5-second roll, man. 5-second roll. Everybody knows the 5-second roll. I remember, what was it? Mythbusters. Y'all remember Mythbusters? I remember Mythbusters testing the 5-second rule. Obviously, it doesn't work. It makes absolutely no difference how long something's been touching the floor. As soon as it touches the floor, the bacteria gets on it. And that's that. If the floor is clean, then you can eat it and it's fine. If the floor is not clean... You remember that episode? What a good show, man. There's also the thing that they accidentally discovered where if you try to sleep, even if you don't manage to actually fall asleep, such a comfort show. Yeah, I should go back and rewatch it. It's been ages. I'm sure I can find it somewhere. That if you lie down, try to fall asleep, even if you don't succeed, it still does actually make a difference to your like cognitive functioning compared to if you don't try to sleep at all. And that sleep thing from experience, yeah. So if you ever think you're a little drunk there, you're slurring your words, there you are. So if you're ever in a situation where you have a little bit of time, you know, you wake up too early or something, but it feels like it's not worth trying to sleep anymore, even though you didn't sleep enough, like... it's still worth trying to sleep. These in here. But yeah, if anyone is in the area and really hungry, and you see, there's always food in here. You know, probably don't clean me out. Probably don't eat everything I own. Move this into the cellar. Floor pie, 40 days. There we go. Finish my slice of pie. Delicious. All right. So yeah, it's always worth trying to sleep a little bit if you have the time, and you still need more sleep. Good thing to know. I think that's the end of the stream. My throat hurts. I'm tired. You're all tired of listening to me whine. Once again, thank you everyone for coming to hang out, whether you're just watching or just lurking, whether you're on the server with me. Appreciate you here. I hope everyone has a good solstice, regardless of whether you celebrate or not. Just keep in mind, after today, in the Northern Hemisphere at least, the days will start getting longer again. The sun will eventually come back. I haven't seen the sun at all for, I think, like 2 weeks at this point, so I can't wait. And let's bring myself down here into my little hobbit hole. Now, you know what? Heck that. It's pretty outside. I'm gonna sit here. With my beautiful silver crown that I keep forgetting I'm wearing. I gotta commission our tailor to build me to make me some nicer clothes. Yeah, thank you once again for hanging out, and I wouldn't count on me streaming again next week. 2 weeks in a row is already more often than usual. I will if I can. I will if I can. If not, I will when I can. And my Discord, you can see when I was streaming. What else? Oh, I should always say the you can play on the server with me if it's just $1 a month to help pay for the server costs. Check out my page. I got a thing. I always forget to do this. This one, links. There you go. There's all my stuff. Have a good solstice and a good whatever other holidays you may or may not be celebrating. And see you next time. Bye.